If you're a pet owner and you don't have pet insurance, you need to listen to this story. My dog ended up in the ER last week with a $4,500 vet bill. I'm going to tell this as quick and concise as possible. Monday night and Tuesday night, in the middle of the night, my dog woke me up to go to the bathroom, which is not abnormal for her to do. She has a very weird poop schedule sometimes, and she will wake me up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. Didn't think anything of it. Her appetite and her energy levels were totally fine Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday morning, she woke me up in the middle of the night again to go to the bathroom, which was of course weird. And also around 4 a.m. she started throwing up bile. So she threw up bile a total of 3 times from 4 a.m. to 9 a.m. Wednesday. When I tell you I am Mama Bear and I am like a lawnmower, so I will get ahead of anything for my dogs, trust me, I was on it. So before I just decided to rush her to the ER because she threw up some bile and she had a little diarrhea, I contacted our friend who's a well-known veterinarian in LA, and I gave him the rundown. And he was like, well, the fact that she still wants to go on her walks and she's getting super excited means, like, doesn't tell me that there's a blockage. So he prescribed her some meds and said, if she doesn't start to feel better by tomorrow morning, then you need to get her to the vet. And I said, okay, done. So Wednesday night, she's chilling on the couch. She's not moaning. She's not whining, but I can definitely tell she doesn't feel good. 11:30 at night, I am woken up with a pool of bright red bodily fluids next to my head, which is where she sleeps. This is my guest bed, but she sleeps at the headboard in between my husband and I's head. Picture for reference. So naturally, I freak the fuck out. I fly up, I scream for my husband. I see another pool of blood at the end of the bed. And the only thing that I can think of at that point is that she is like hemorrhaging and she's bleeding out internally. I'd actually thought that she threw up the blood, but I didn't realize that it came out of the other end. So I rush her to the ER. I am an absolute disaster. I said, do whatever you need to do to make sure that she is okay, because blood is just pouring out of her at this point. If she sat down, it would just come out of her. And I mean, I go to worst case scenario, like absolute worst case scenario. I'm in tears. We do a slew of tests, from blood tests to fecal tests to x-rays to ultrasound. We had to pay extra to have the ultrasound person come in that Thursday because they weren't working that day. So we actually had to pay them to come in. She was obviously given fluids, kept overnight. So 24 hours of diagnostics, testing, and fluids led to a $4,500 vet bill. I have pet insurance. So I have Healthy Paws. If you guys have never used them, I've had them for 10 years. She also had to have bladder surgery last year. They covered that, no problem at all. I submitted her basically like discharge notes, which said everything that happened, as well as the bill, and Healthy Paws paid 80% of that back, like because I've already hit my year-end deductible with her, because my dogs end up at the vets a lot. All this is to say, I am so grateful that I did not have to think twice about what this was going to cost me and if I was going to be able to afford it, because I had pet insurance. That monthly amount that I pay for my 2 dogs and that annual deductible allows me to never have to question the treatment or the things that have to be done to my dog to ensure that they are okay. I know that not everyone can afford it, but also not everyone can afford a $4,500 vet bill. So I would rather have that in my pocket, because like, think about if this turned into a week-long something, or if she actually had to be treated. You're talking $20,000, $30,000 at least. This was 24 hours. So if you are a pet parent and you can afford it, look into pet insurance, do your research. Again, I fully recommend Healthy Paws. They took care of my last husky that passed away from spinal cancer, and her CT scan, that was a $5,000 vet bill. No questions asked. They are absolutely phenomenal. And I hope that this can help some pet owners out there that might go through my experience. Also, if your pet has never had hemorrhagic diarrhea, you're lucky. But also, this little body is so precious to me, and I would do anything to save her. Any amount. She's priceless.